good condition right now. Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Adelia Putri Adiko with student number B1024191013. I'm from Management International class bench 2019 in Universitas Tanjung Pura. Now I would like to answer for final exam Human Resource Management with the lecturer Sir Adi Mursalin. The question given, there are three parts, part A, part B, and part C. I hope all of you listen and pay attention to my video until end. Thank you. Answer number 1 for part A is yes, I always attended HRM class after midterm, which is for my own benefit to gain more knowledge and for purpose on being as employee in HR department in the future. So many topics and material that we discuss together, but of course, the topic always related with HRM. 2. I had attended all the class of HRM as I remember. It is 14 times. 3. As I mentioned before, I always attended the class and do the presency too. After midterm test, my group number 5, discussed about sexual harassment in the workplace on April 27, 2021. The topic discussed at that time was the notion of sexual harassment and how to do we as employee to behave well in order to avoid unwanted things in our work environment. That way we can work comfortably and don't have to worry about those around us. The company must have regulation and rules that needs to be implemented and protects the company employees. Also, the total students that active are 6 to discuss this case with our group. 3 students asked the question and the other is answering the question given. One of them asked, usually in a company holding regular training session in order to avoid such as sexual harassment. According to group 5, our group, is this program very important? Please explain. And our answer is yes, it is very important because regular training session on sexual harassment should be conducted for all staff members including manager, supervisor, CEO, and workers. The purpose of this training is to raise awareness of what constitutes sexual harassment. Number 5. As for my grade in HRM, I hope that I could get the best grade, which is because I want to maintain my current score. For getting grade A, I always active during class. We discuss together with my friends and then ask a question so that I can understand and also giving the answer for the question given. 6. So many topics and material that we discuss together as I mentioned before, but of course the topic always related with HRM. And yes, it is impressed me. The knowledge that I have never received before is actually learned in this HRM class, and it is very useful for my organization life right now and then in the future. Alright, so for part A, I already answered it all. Now I would like to answer for part B. Number 1, so a study has found that workplace or trackism and emotional exhaustion also could lead to employee cyberloafing activity. They identify or track them as a situation where an employee is being ignored or disgraded by other employee, and the cause of emotional exhaustion, thus leading an internal of cyberloafing activity. The employee will be less likely to engage in cyberloafing activity if the organization treat them fairly. However, we know that employees need to work diligently and patiently for the growth of organization job performance, and that it is characterized by the amount of quality of work done during a given time period efficiently and effectively. Too much cyberloafing could lead to a distraction to the work, and as a result, work in progress become a postpone and not finish on time. On the other hand, too much working could cause stress to employee emotions, so it should be balanced to cyberloafing. Cyberloafing is actually good to increase employee productivity, but amount of time used to cyberbullying should be controlled. Accordingly, the organization must be careful, and then how to implementing cyberbullying policies with the organization should be organized well. Number two, there will be a gender difference in this impact. Studies found that individuals with low confidence and high anxiety in internet using will engage in less internet use and perceive the internet to be less useful than individuals with high confidence and low anxiety. Women are less confident with the internet. It is possible that they perceive cyberbullying to interfere with their work demands. Men are more likely to cyberbullying at work compared to women. On other hand, men are likely to find cyberbullying facilitative in aiding them to meet their work demands. Research suggests that men are more in use and internet usage and are able to apply knowledge from internet use for their daily life. 3. So I believe that cyberbullying at work is actually acceptable. Working can be stressful sometimes, and as a human we need some time to chill out and rest our brain for better concentration. When we get too much work or deadline, and it would be hard for us to focus on finishing our work if we are stressed out. So a little bit of free time would be okay as long as it is within the company rules and policy. It actually depends again on the policy made by companies itself, because which should set out the do and don't for the employees cyberbullying. For example, employees are allowed to play games, watch movie, or listen to music to release their worries. After they're done with the cyberbullying, employees can return work comfortably and their brains will be more refreshed, so that they come up with the creativity ideas for the company. What is sexual harassment? It is unwelcome conduct of sexual nature which make a person feel offended or feel uncomfortable. B. The example is Andin is executive assistant. Her boss, Kevin, always commenting about Andin clothes that too formal, and also Kevin frequently asks about personal things when they are at office. The conversation sometimes turn into more impersonal when Kevin asks Andin about her dating history and sexual preference. And Kevin usually already and sexual harassment because it will bother Andin privacy by asking sexual question. C. I agree. Even though sexual harassment no gender, but women are most victim. It's no offense, but women are considered as a human whose level in below men. Women sometimes doesn't have a self-defense that makes women always got sexual harassment. And also men have lust that is easily aroused. D. That statement is right. Based on my observe, mostly women are the victim of sexual harassment, and sexual harassment can be happening while in working place, like the example that I already delivered. Sexual harassment can be anywhere without seeing a gender. That's why it is very important to us to educate ourselves about sexual harassment in the workplace. Part E. No, I never having that kind of experience or seeing my friend doing sexual harassment because we already promised we have to respect each other terms of friendship. F. Yes, it is our responsibility to respond to complaints of sexual harassment and protect the victim from further harassment. An employer does not promptly investigate the claim. The victim may request mediation with the local disnaker office or purchase legal action through the industrial relation court for the employer not complaints with 6 in the Manpower Act concerning the equal treatment of workers without discrimination. Actually, both of them are totally having different criteria. Not all of a good manager is a good leader because not all of good manager having the good leadership skill. Everyone can be a leader, but a good leader is someone that know who's to direct and keep things organized and can encourage their followers to always motivate. And good manager maybe can pass the criteria of management skill, but it's not the same with the leadership skill. Question number 2. The main difference between leaders and then the manager is that leaders have a people follow them, while the manager have people who work for them. While management includes focus on planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, leadership is mainly a part of the directing function of management. Leaders focus on listening, building relationship, teamwork, inspiring, motivating, and pushing the followers. Last part, Maslow hierarchy of needs includes 5 levels of human needs that allow an individual to feel fulfilled. It is often applied to the workplace as a means to determine how to more effectively motivate employees and make sure their needs are met. As you apply Maslow's hierarchy of needs in your professional life, you may find areas that could improve. An employer can provide ways to fulfill many of these needs, but you also need to be aware of how your needs impact to your overall success in the certain role. To reach the top level of this motivational theory in the workplace, you must be self-actualized, which means you understand yourself, your skill, abilities, and what you are capable of handling. A healthy and engaged workforce is filled with individuals who have reached the top level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And then the advantage, it is very simple to understand and related to this theory because I'll go through one or other stage of needs pyramid during our lifetime, and it is give consideration of basic human nature that it is demanding more as a lower level needs are satisfied. It can be better understand with the help. And for the disadvantage of this theory, because not all individuals think in the same way, hence for some individual social affection and the respect is more important than safety needs, and that is one of the reasons why many people do ceremony for achievement in their life. It's like achieving the success or celebrating something with a purpose to show off to society life. Alright, so we move to part C. First video is a cyberloving in the workplace. The dark side of the content of this video is about cyberloving and how it negatively affect their workplace. Why do the employees do the cyberloving and how it can be prevented and managed by company theory. Discussed in this video is 2 main forms of cyberloving conducted by Blanchard and Henley in 2008. This cyberloving have 2 main forms. There are serious and a minor checking personal email and why it is problematic for a company. And what I got from this video is cyberloving is the employee personal use of organization internet access. And then it will cause the problem for the company, and the reason employee do the cyberloving is it is because they get a bored. The second video title is a story time sexual harassment at workplace. This video content is about a girl who has assaulted and harassed by a man while she worked in the store, and it happened when she was 16 years old. But when she told this story to her boss, the boss didn't believe her story and think that she just make up the story. And I think the boys of the store have to implement the rules, implement the policy, and believe the girl, and give punishment to a man, because the girl have trauma in the rest of her life. And from this video, I can learn that I have to be careful, and this happened to me. I have to brave to speak up, and also as a good manager, I have to pay attention to all my employees. The third video entitled Sexual Harassment in the Workplace. This content of video educated us about sexual harassment, giving an example kind of sexual harassment that can be happening at a workplace. This video give us information that sexual harassment against the law and company's policy. I have learned from suggestion from the speaker said that everyone want to be treated fairly and having respect as same as we want to ourselves. I can assume that to prevent this case, we should respect each other, to our friends, our employee, to other employee. Okay, so the last video, the fourth video title is Criticism of Abraham Maslow Hierarchy of Need. The content of this video is about definition of the background and the explanation criticism of Abraham Maslow theory, and the theory discuss officially hierarchy of needs by Abraham Maslow. That really helps me a lot to know, understand about the plus and minus Abraham theory. Alright, this is at the end of my video, and I truly apologize if there's some mistake from my word, and I hope that what I explained early can be the benefit for you guys. Thank you for watching, and see you. Stay safe.